Fearless Friday predictions.
710 ESPN Seattle presents Bob and Groz's One More Thing.
Powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
Feeling fearless?
Yeah. Is this the week you're going to even it up with me?
Well, you have to really lay an egg for that to happen. Now, you're 10-5, and I'm 7-8 so far. But I'm much more, in so many ways, the tortoise in this whole deal. So much more than just this thing. So I will look to maybe pluck off one here and one there. We got 14 weeks to go.
Sneak attack. You're just going to sneak up on me before I know it. You're going to be well in front of me.
Well, I don't know if I'll be well in front. But we only do 4, so it'll be tough to catch you. You've been strong though. You've been good.
For a non-gambler.
Yeah, well, that'll change by the time this is over. We can only hope. I think they're all pretty tough this week. We only got one college game, and that's the mighty Cougars taking on. Hey, Bob, Rick Neuheisel here. You know, the Bruins are actually pretty good this year. We've only lost to teams that are undefeated. You know, University of Houston, they're a good club. They're undefeated, you know, Bob. It's actually true. UCLA has only lost to teams that are undefeated.
I didn't realize Pete Carroll was coaching UCLA.
That sounded like Pete?
No, just very optimistic.
Oh, well, you know, Neuheisel, the attorney, he's got to be now, man, because he's floundering. But his team is, you know, it's an interesting number that they've only lost to teams that are undefeated. And, you know, one being Texas, obviously, the other one being Oregon, I believe.
So where are they at? They're in UCLA?
3-3. It's down there in UCLA. Washington State gets Jeff Toole back at practice this week. He comes back. They're off a bye. I think, I told you this, I thought last week, I think that Colorado game, winning that one like they did on the road, may have been a turning point for this Washington State team and this Washington State program right now. So I like the Cougars in this one.
What's the spread?
3.5 points.
They get?
They get 3.5 points against UCLA in LA.
Wow. All right. Well, I bet against the Cougars last week and I lost.
You did.
I almost won.
Almost, but
I lost.
Close counts and horseshoes and hand grenades only, my friend.
That's exactly right, and I blew it. Have a drink.
I did.
I'm going to take the Cougs. I'm going to take the Cougs, right. And by God, Cougs, if you burn me, that's it. We're done.
It's going to be tough catching you if we're picking the same games, but okay. Well, you got to do what's right. You got to do what's right. All right, the mighty Seahawks. This one should be fun for us.
I think we're going to be on the same page with this one.
I think so too. We can tell you with our updated gambling information. Not that we're encouraging you to gamble or anything, but Marcus Trufant did not practice Wednesday. Did not practice Thursday, and did not practice Friday. He has not been ruled out, but Rockstar, every time we've seen a guy who's did not practice on Friday, he hadn't played.
And our boy Richard Sherman. Old Dick Sherman's out there taking snaps.
Right, not Walter Thurmond, who we wondered about a little bit on the show, who's dealing with that upper ankle sprain.
I can't believe we forgot about him.
I know. Well, everyone kind of did. So the Seahawks are looking at, their starting corners, in theory, for this game. Brandon Browner, who was, of course, a CFLer until this year. Yeah. And Richard Sherman, was he their 7th round draft pick this year? I think he was drafted, but
he was drafted.
Maybe not that late. So forgive me if I'm wrong on that one, but was not first, second, or third. Yeah. Starting at corner against Eli Manning, who was having a great year. I like him anyway. I think Eli always gets criticized way too much anyhow. Won the Super Bowl and can throw the ball around a lot, but hasn't been doing it.
They've got their own injury concerns.
True.
We knew about all the ones that happened before the season, as the season went on, and now this weekend, Brandon Jacobs in question.
Yep, he's probably out. He's missed 2, and he got hurt in practice, so they weren't expecting doing that.
Justin Tuck, the other one.
Tuck, they've been without for a little while, but they kind of thought they'd have him back too. They got OC back last week.
2 sacks.
All that having been said, it's a 10 a.m., a morning game for the Seahawks, 10 a.m. our time.
What's the spread?
It's 10 points, a big double-digit NFL 10-point spread, and I'm sorry. Even though the final score, I could see a final score being 21-10. I'm not so sure the Giants are going to blow them out. But 21-10 is what I kind of do see. So that would be 10 points. So I'm taking the Giants in the points.
Well, again, we're not going to gain any ground. You're not going to get any ground because I'm going the same way, and I say this every time. I hope we're wrong.
Do you think it's going to be a blowout though?
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're going to have a comfortable win, the Giants.
I think it could be 2 touchdowns, could feel close, but what difference does that make? And once again, hand grenades, horseshoes, doesn't really matter. 2 NFL games, since we don't have a Husky game, I thought we could do also. So how about the Patriots-Jets?
Ooh.
It is the most, in my opinion,
New York?
It is in New England.
New England.
It's at Gillette Stadium. In my opinion, it is the most entertaining rivalry out there. Fascinating line in this one, Rockstar Bob. I'm afraid we might go the same way in this one, too. The Patriots, according to Bodog, a 9-point favorite.
Wow. That's a lot.
Seems outrageously big to me.
That's a lot. This is almost like the Super Bowl for the Jets.
Well, we talked to Bob Glauber on the show, and you can listen to the podcast too from New York. He said about how the Jets their problems are a lot bigger than the Patriots. That they just can't stop anyone in the passing game. He made it sound like they're a team in trouble.
Yeah.
Didn't you get that sense from him?
Yeah, that's the way it felt. What was the spread again? Is 9? Is that what
9.
I'm gonna take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots to cover at home because we've seen the offense can be very explosive. Their problems have been on defense.
Right.
And Sanchez is a guy who has shown he can be brilliant on one series and then absolutely head-scratching turnovers on another series, and all the problems we talked to Bob Glauber about. So I'm gonna take the Patriots giving up the 9 points at home.
We can last be different on this one. I'll go with the Jets because their whole point in building them was to beat the Patriots. I don't know if they can beat them, but I think they'll give them a good game. And they've been floundering. They have to play a good game. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Jets in this one. And then we always do the Sunday night game.
Yep.
And it's your Atlanta Falcons.
When do they become my Atlanta Falcons?
I'm sorry, they're the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
I believe this is a rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. Or was it the just the semifinal, because the championship game was Green Bay, Chicago. Green Bay in there to take on Atlanta. Green Bay is a 6-point favorite.
6-point favorite on the road.
In Atlanta. And we both agree Green Bay right now is playing the game at a different level. I mean, they're the best team in the NFL right now.
I've got questions about the defense of Atlanta. I don't know what we saw in the second half last week, if that was them taking their foot off the gas or if they've got holes. But if you can be exposed by Tavares Jackson and the Seattle Seahawks, what might Aaron Rodgers and that receiving core do to you?
Especially since Aaron, got tweaked a little bit by his old pal Brett this week. He always handles it very well publicly, but I'm sure it reminds him that, you know what, maybe I'll have. He'll get asked about it.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be part of the story of the NBC.
He'll say the right thing.
He will, and look, he's always drawn strength from it, it seems to me.
I'm taking the Packers. Packers, and they're giving up 6?
Giving up 6. I'm going to take Atlanta at home because I think Atlanta is good. I don't know about foot off the accelerator. I think they were looking past the Seahawks the entire week and looking at Green Bay, and they wound up floundering there in the second half. I think they're going to give the Packers a great game. I don't know if they can beat them, but they got humiliated by them the last time they played in Atlanta. Was it 49-21 or something? It was humiliation there. So my sense is regular season they'll play better. I'll go with Atlanta. We disagree on a couple. Have a great weekend.